Good evening, everyone. It's Brian from Captain Savage Aquatics. Just doing another late night stream. Just trying to get back into the groove of things, you know. So let's see what we can do. Just waiting for people to come in. So whoever's in here, feel free to say hi, you know, stuff like that. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Just waiting for people to show up while we're here. If you got any questions, please feel free to ask. Oh. Ruru too. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Late night fish nerd stream. Exactly. Let's share this stuff. Share. Cool. Are you really gonna do a 300-gallon in that room? Stock tank, I'm tempted, to be honest with you, because the stock tank, I believe, is 3.5 feet wide. I would move the 125 to either right here where this 55 is, or I put it where my computer is and go from there, you know. I could put the 55 over there where I'm thinking about doing a, you know, 150 stock tank or something like that. Because there's enough room. There's over 4 feet. There's like 5 feet. I could put the 125 over here behind there, but I don't know. I'm not sure what I want to do. I could do it. because I from here to the back is 10 or 11 feet or so, and that stand, well, the 300-gallon tote would come to about here, right? 3.5, almost 4 feet wide. And then if I just reorganize this room instead of having it hodgepodge, it does. It's like 4.5, 5 feet long, like 5 feet wide. So I probably wouldn't do a 300-gallon here. I'd probably do like a 150 or 200, you know what I mean, stock tank. From there, I don't know where I'd go. It does have a huge footprint. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure the width of it's like 3.5, almost 4 feet wide. And yeah, and it's rounded. It's got like oval ends, and then it's straight on the side. So, and I want to say, if you put it, you know, the side right here, the thing stretches like, I want to say 6 feet. And no joke, this stand, because I got room on each side, is 5.5 feet long roughly. So to add another 6 inches would be no big deal if it was to go from this wall all the way over. I mean, it's massive. Because the length is where it gets you. I think it's 5.5, almost 6 feet long. But I could put it right there, and who knows, if it came out to say where this coffee table starts, that's no big deal, you know? Or I would put it right here on this wall. I just have to reconfigure things. I mean, I could take this 55, put it over here where I'm talking about moving the lazy boy out instead of doing rack system there. Maybe I do a 55 on the bottom rack and then go up and then do 240 gallons sideways, you know, like lengthwise. Because I do from this wall to here. I know, what is it? I think 40 breeder is 36 inches long. And from here to there, right at the trim, it would be like pushing it. The door might not flush open to it, but might be slightly crooked. Hold on, let me find the tape and I'll tell you. I'd have to think about it. Depending on the size of the stock tank, I don't think I would try to put a 300 in here unless my landlord will let me set it up outside and kind of enclose the thing. You know, I would see if he would be okay with me digging it into the ground, almost making a pond that way. And then since the thing sits 2 or 3 feet high, I could just put like koi in it, let them overwinter up here in upstate New York, put turtles in there, you know, because I want to get diamondback terrapins. And then during the winter, I'll bring the turtles inside, but diamondback terrapins can take a harsh winter. They just, I think what they call it is they bromate, you know what I mean? They slow way down, and they'll sit in like streams that will go freeze and thaw, you know? But when you do that, you only put enough water in the tank where they can sit there. When they need to breathe, they'll come up, breathe, and go back down. You know what I mean? They won't. They hardly move. I don't know. I'd probably do like a 150 gallon stock tank, because I think that stock tank is taller than the 300 gallon stock tank in height. I think that one, like I said, is more deep. I want to say that one probably stands for 4.5, like probably 4 feet tall. So it's really tall on the size. That's how you get the 150 gallons, right? And then it's a shorter, a smaller footprint, right? I think it's 3 feet long-ish right there, maybe 4. And then it's like 2 feet wide. So with it being 4 feet deep, or roughly 4 feet tall, that's deep enough for the yep. You will have to bury it into the ground for winters. Yeah, for upstate New York, right here, I do have the room to put that 150 gallon stock tank right where my what do you want to call it, is the lazy boy is, because that stock tank, like I said, it's only 3 feet long. And I have, like, I want to say 46 or 47 inches to work with in length. The width of it is like 2 feet wide or 2.5 feet wide, which is perfect because it'll fall right on the inside. And the stock tank, if the door slams into the stock tank, like say I go in the bathroom, my son hits it, no big deal. That Rubbermaid stock tank in it isn't going to break. It's meant to overwinter the harshest winters, for like cattle and stuff. That's what those stock tanks are meant for, to water cattle and horses. I have a 100-gallon stock tank. It's 56 inches. Well, stock tanks come in different sizes. It all depends if it's a trough. I could get the trough one where it sits on metal piping. You know what I mean? Meant more for horse height. You know what I mean? And that is 100 gallons. And the thing's like 5 or 6 feet long. You know, like 2 feet deep or a foot deep, or, 16 inches deep. And then 2 feet wide or something, or 3 feet wide. I don't know. I'm talking the 150 that looks very similar. It's just like the shrunken down size of the 300-gallon stock tank. I'll look at it. Give me a second. I will do this. So well, if I get a 150, this thing's got the 150 is going to stay in my apartment because I can fit it where the lazy boy is. I have the length and the width covered. I don't care about the height of it. I'll just put 2x4s or whatever and build the stock tanks, the rack above it. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have a Tractor Supply like 15 minutes away from me. The 300-gallon stock tank I can fit right in the back of my truck, no problem. But I'm thinking the 150. That way, if I wanted to set it up outside during the summer, it's cool. Set up in the summer, and then I pull it in for the winter. No need to bury it. Or I would just leave it set up in here. So let me see what Tractor Supply sells those things for. What's up, Shrimp Society? Yeah, very good. I like Tractor Supply. Stock tanks. I mean, I could just go galvanized, which is perfectly fine too. And that's 100-gallon capacity. That's 4 feet long, 2 feet, or the width is 4 feet, the length is 2 feet, so it comes this way, the height, whatever. Oh, 2 feet high. So it's 20 feet, 4 feet long, or hold on, 4 feet long by 2 feet tall. Yeah, 2 feet. Sorry, 2 foot wide by 4 foot long, and 2 feet high for a 100-gallon galvanized stock tank, which is $80. Let me scroll down. You know what I've seen? I've seen people get the big, like, country line round ones where they had Diamondback terrapins, and they put it out in their shop, you know what I mean? Or their garage on the concrete floor, where it was 6 feet wide, 2 feet high, or 8 feet wide, 2 feet wide. And they put fish in there. They put Diamondback terrapins. They had all kinds of stuff in that tank because you just have the footprint and you got a good height. I mean, that would be a perfect tank for like a puffer too. I just wouldn't have turtles in it if it's got a puffer. Or the puffer might go after the turtle to try and eat it, to be honest with you. Especially if it's a Mabu puffer. Let's see. Galvanized. All right. Rubbermaid structural foam stock tank, 100-gallon capacity, $85. A 150 is $129. Let me get the dimensions on that. So open, link a new tab. The oversized drain platform, 8 years drain, and 1.5 oversized drain. So it's 39 inches wide in depth, 58 inches long, and 24 inches high. So yeah, you're right. That's 58 inches. So that's like as long as this, you know, the tank, right? Because it's 5 feet long. So I'd have to see where that comes because that's a little bit more than I want to put right here in this corner. Now, I could do it right there because it says the stock tank is 39 inches wide, 58 inches long. I might, space-wise, I thought it was different. I must have been looking at the 100-gallon stock tank. So I'll close that. Oh, pure, blah, 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 whatever. So let me check out the, yeah, here we go. So a round plastic, I'm just looking at the big stock tank. Round plastic, 8 foot wide by 2 foot. It's a circular tank. $360. So John Deere water tank. I don't need a water tank. So countrywide, 2 foot by 1 foot by 6 feet is, that sounds like a 125-gallon tank. So the 150 is going to be too wide unless I put it like here. I don't have the width. I thought I had more width. I have like 34 inches, but 39 inches is 5 inches, and it's going to be, hold on, let me see how wide this is. It's probably wider than my Lazy Boy, I'll be honest with you. It's going to be wider than my Lazy Boy by about 4 inches wide. I can't do that. I won't be able to get into my bathroom. That's one thing I didn't think of. Where my kitchen table, we hardly ever sit at the kitchen table. That nook, I might be able to do it. Hold on. All right, so let's see. Test them outside on a flat constant floor before you bring them indoors. Yeah, I just measured out for the 150 where I have my little table broken down. If I was to break that down completely, I could put the stock tank, that 150-gallon stock tank, right in that niche and have about 6 inches of space in between to get to the window if I had to, right in the kitchen. And this part of the house is built into the hill, so this is all concrete slab, and these are 2 by 16s or whatever, you know, joists, and they're 12 inches tall, you know what I mean? So those are heavy duty joists, right? Because it's coming in the hill off the concrete foundation, boom, and then it's on either 4 by 4s or 6 by 6s for those joists holding those beasts up. So I'm not worried about the weight so much because it's sitting on a concrete pad. I think a 12-inch or 16-inch deep concrete pad my apartment sits on. So how my apartment was made, since this is on the back of the hill, so the back of my house is, or my apartment is like 40 or 50, I want to say, with being on the back of the hill up to the railroad tracks, I want to say it's at least 3 stories, maybe more, probably closer to 4.5 stories tall to the roof line from my ground level outside, not standing on my deck. So that's pretty tall, right? So that's how I have full-size windows. I have like 9-foot ceilings in here, or 8.5, sorry. So that's a possibility. But let's see, the 100-gallon, I think there is one. So it would be $91.79 for a 100-gallon stock tank. But I didn't want to do that. Hold on. But with me being a veteran, I get a 10% discount. So, or whatever. So that makes it like, takes the tax off pretty much and a little bit more. So I'll be paying like $80, $82. So let's see. Go there. Shrimp Society says, test them outside on a flat, preferable concert floor sidewalk before you bring indoors. Free store pickup, shipping not available. So let's see, seamless construction for outstanding durability. It's Rubbermaid too. So it's 31 inches wide, which is perfect, which could fit right there. 53 inches long and 25 inches tall. 1 year limited warranty, but it's a stock tank. Those things last forever. And the drain that's right there would be awesome, because if I had to ever quick drain, you know what I mean, water change it, it's perfect. So let's see, specifications. Okay, so product height 25 inches tall, product length 53 inches, product width 31 inches. On sale is the 50-gallon. Oh, geez. The 150-gallon stock tank is $129 instead of $189 or whatever it was, $169 on sale. The 50-gallon Rubbermaid structural form stock tank is $64.99, which isn't bad. So take 10% off of that, so $650. So that'll probably take the tax. And then I'm looking at a 2-foot wide, 4-foot long, 2-foot high galvanized tank, and that's $80. I'd probably go galvanized because the metal is going to be durable as shit. You know, it would look weird, but galvanized doesn't leach. I've seen people put turtles in the galvanized tank, and the way they do it, that's meant to feed horses, cows, and all that. They wouldn't have a metal that wasn't food safe, you know, that would leach and hurt an animal or a person into the water. So Let's see, what else? Country Law galvanized stock tank, 23 gallons for $50. Let's see, 2 feet wide, 6 feet long, 169 gallon capacity, 150 for a galvanized one. And an 8-foot round galvanized is $380. Wow. Who's all in here? Because I obviously people are what do you want to call it? I don't know. If you get the one with the drain, I would recommend adding a ball valve to help with water changes. Yeah, definitely. Well, honestly, if I was going to do a water change and I didn't want to use the drain, all I would do is take my, what the heck is it call it? You know, those little maxi jets or whatever, where you can, it sucks water out, you know. Oh, power head. I have a couple power heads that's rated for like 150 gallons an hour. So if I needed to do like a 20% water change, that thing would do it fairly quickly. And I would just have it drain right into my sink, you know, because the sink, where if I set that stock tank up, it would only be like a 6-foot run for, you know, 3/4 inch line or 1/2 inch line right to the sink and let it drain off. Or I would drain it right out to the through here, because I'm thinking if I do this and set the racks up, I'm not going to build full wood racks. What I'm going to do is build wood the racks with concrete, you know, the concrete cinder blocks, and then get 2x12s, put them on their sides for the whatever widths I need, and if I have to get another 2x6, and I'll tack that all together. Technically, I wouldn't have to. As long as the board's not warped, that should be okay. So I'll do the bottom like that. So if I had the stock tank there, I would give it like 3 brace points, or yeah, 3 brace points, you know, the outside edge, middle, and whatever. And then I put a piece of plywood over it. And then I would build up off of that plywood with like 2x4s or a 4x4 type frame, and put 40 breeders above it, or well, it says it's 53 inches long, so that's definitely a bigger. So 53 is almost 6 feet. I'm just trying to think, but nothing's happening. So 53 inches. See, I don't have my big tape. This is the small 3-foot tape. I think all my other ones are in my truck, unless it's one down in this bin right here. Oh, there we go. Got the old grandfather one that's old, where you got the, if you look, you got a window to see what it's measuring at. So 2 feet. So let's see. I'll just get this small, so 53 inches. So I got 3 feet. That's 4. That's too far out. I mean, give me a second. I've been thinking about changing this room around for a while. So right there, I got 5 feet, and it's on the inside of this trim on this wall. So I could possibly move my 125 here, no problem. Yeah, so I got more than enough room. Even if I had to come on the outside of the trim, I could take the 125, put it here, and I could get the 150-gallon stock tank or the 300-gallon stock tank, because the 300-gallon is, I believe, the same length as here, and I literally can go 7 feet long here, or I'd say 6.5 feet wide and have like a 3-foot walkway still into my bedroom. And how long is this? So that one's 64. That's perfect. It's like perfect, right on the trim and everything. So yeah. If you get with the drain, I would recommend adding ball valve to help with the water changes. I definitely will. That way, if I had to emergency, like, just get the thing out real quick, because I know that 1.5, what is it, 1.5 inch drain. Oh, hold on, let me look. Oversized drain plugs make it easy for drainage. So it's a 1.5 inch oversized drain. So all I need is the thread, put a ball valve on right here, and even if I had the water thing come up and out, or just straight out to like an inline pump, you know what I mean, to pump it wherever I was gonna do, that'd be cool. So let's see. That says it's 53 inches long, so it won't work there. I've done the math. The 55-gallon could go here with plenty of space. I could literally put 2 55-gallons side by side lengthwise. So what's 2 55-gallons? So what's that, a 75? Technically, I could put there. Aquarium Cop, what's up? Hold on, let me check something. I have all my numbers in my green book, but I almost have the 4 feet there, right there where my lazy boy's sitting. So I'm just shy where it's going to kick out into my walkway right here. I mean, these entrances are very wide. The door that would be from this that they took off is like 4 feet wide, I think. Hold on. Oh, 32 inches. Oh, yeah, so close. Almost 3 feet wide. So yeah, 3 feet and that wall. So it would come literally to where the front edge of my lazy boy is with the 4-foot 55-gallon. So let's see, 55-gallon is what, 12 inches wide, or just about slightly under 12 3/4 inches wide. And I easily have 28 inches. So what behemoth of a tank could I get that's 4 feet long, 3 feet wide, and however friggin' tall it needs to be? What's that, like a 125? Just like I said, you know, just tall or something. What's up, DPK? About time. I was getting discouraged because for a while it was only Ruru. Yeah, you have the 100-gallon. Yeah, it's the 100-gallon is 53 inches long. The 150 is 56 inches long. So let me see, where I could technically get the 100-gallon stock tank for here, put a 150-gallon stock tank in my kitchen right there. But it would be tight near my stove. I don't think I want to lose my little nook with my son. So when we sit down to dinner, no, I'm not going to put it there. But I have the option. I could put a 150-gallon stock tank in that area. I easily all day long could put a 100-gallon stock tank because it's not as wide. Hold on, this one is 31 inches wide. So if I was to do that, that's like the width of my table, and that would still give me like 1.5 feet, 2 feet worth of space. So bury it, blah blah blah. So let's see. So let's see, shared. Yeah, thank you. I shared it to Google Plus too. So let's see. Sorry guys, I'm just looking at stock tanks right now. 23 gallon for 50 bucks. Stock tank, 1 year little moon. So it's 24 inches long by 24 inches wide and 12 inches high. Huh. That's not bad. Or round or whatever it is, specs. So product height is 1 foot. Product width is 2 feet. So it's a 2 by 2. So, or it's a, oh, it's a circle. Never mind. I don't want a circle one. Yeah. Short and Anxious, what's up? Long time no see. Baba Shinobi, what's up? Let's see. I think I'm Ari. Go to channel. I think I'm Ari sub to Baba Shinobi. Yep. Okay. So how are you? $80-gallon reef tank. Deep blue. Let's see. Frag. So it's 48 inches long, 24 inches wide, and 16 inches tall. Honestly, I wouldn't mind getting a 2-foot tall tank, you know, 24 inches wide or even wider. Because I was like, a 75 would fit in that because isn't a 75 4 feet long and 2 feet wide and like 2 feet tall or something like that? I could put a 75 in there, a couple 75s. I could actually probably put 3 75s. No, I don't want to push it that much. I don't want to have to like have a ladder just to water change the tank. But if I was going to set that up, I would definitely be doing a water change type thing of yeah, let's see. Give me a second, I'm trying to think. Search results. So deep blue makes really good stuff, but they're usually extremely expensive. So let's say that's cool, Blubba. I'm not worried about the freaking thing. Hi, Captain. What's up, Island Queen? How are you? Yes, I shaved my head today. I've been up almost 3 days now. I don't know why. I don't know how I'm doing it, but I'm just doing it. I'm not taking anything to keep me awake. Yeah, that would fit perfectly, being 16 inches tall. And the dimensions, like, perfect. But it's not available. So what, 3 days? Yeah. Cool. What about 3 days? Yeah. Hold on. I'll be honest. I slept probably a half hour, 45 minutes before I went to work. So I took my dog out when I was done with my stream, I think at 8:30 in the morning, the second one, because the first one crashed. So I took my dog out for a walk. I got back here around 9:30, quarter to 10. I took a shower, shaved my head, did all that. By the time I did that, ate food, it was like 15 past 11, and I didn't fall asleep till like 12:15. Somewhere around that, somewhere between 11:45 and 12:15, and I was back up at like 12:45. So I just had a quick cat nap. Yep. So cat naps can do a lot for you. Now, don't get me wrong. I shouldn't say I haven't had anything to keep me up today. I just had coffee while I was at work, but that was earlier in the day. But I've just been moving. You know what I mean? I've been literally maxing out with my Polar Flex 400 or Polar M400 watch, which has a GPS built right in. I've been like maxing out my step counter, which is like 25,000 steps a day for the last 3 days. So I don't know if it's because I've been burning a lot of calories and burning some fat off, because I'm a little heavy set right now because of the winter. And of course, I could walk my dog for a couple miles in the winter just by staying in my neighborhood. But yeah, I was like, no, became lazy. I'm like, yeah, 30, 40 below. No, thanks. I'll stay in. Yeah, I mean, if I was to go lay down, it'd probably take me an hour or, you know, half hour, even 2 hours. I just figured I would stream to like 3-ish, right? And then lay down because I have to get up and I have work tomorrow because it's Friday or later today. Yeah, Alan Queen says, I've been up late for 2 nights. I'm getting burnt out now. So honestly, I usually only get like 2.5, at most 3 hours of sleep a day. So that leaves me up the other times. And that doesn't include, and that 2.5 to 3.5, or say 3 hours of sleep based on my watch, which I wear. It tracks my sleep time, lets me know how many times I was restless, almost like a Fitbit. Only this gives you more detail. If I put the heart rate monitor on, it can track me throughout the night, right? Which isn't built in. The new one of this is, I think, the 430, the M430. Built-in GPS, obviously, and then it has the real-time heart rate right in the wristwatch with the bigger battery. So I may eventually upgrade this, but it's not a necessity. That way I don't have to wear the chest strap and replace that battery on the chest strap like every 90 days. I've been going nonstop all July. Had 11-year-old twin girls staying with me, plus my son for 4 weeks. They go home this weekend. That's cool. So yeah, you've been moving too. I've been busy at work, so don't get me wrong. When I do crash, and I will crash out, I'll be out for 8, 10, 12 hours. I could sleep could literally sleep the whole day. You know, when my body's had enough. Usually I can do it for like only like getting that much sleep, and even only getting a half an hour of sleep a night. So anywhere from 0 to 2.5 to 3 hours is my average sleep a night. So I can do that for, I think, 4 or 5 months straight, or 2.5 months straight, and then I'll crash here and there for 8 hours or 6 hours, and I'll feel like $1 million. So yeah, been going on the beach, swimming, snorkeling almost every day. That's awesome. With me getting more activity in, I just don't know how I'm getting these 2nd and 3rd and 4th winds. It's because I'm starting to burn some of the fat, and it's just giving me way more energy. And plus, I checked my weight, and I think over the last 3 days with the how many steps I've been doing, cleaning and all that, I've probably lost 4 or 5 pounds over the last 3 days. Alan Queen says, yeah, I want to rest all of August. I'm so tired. What's up, Jimmy H? How you doing? So, yeah, on sale, 150-gallon stock tank for $130. from Tractor Supply. That is not bad. So 10% discount would probably take the tax and like $3 off of that. So I pay $126.99. Or I just might buy a 75 or a 90 gallon if PetSmart has it and get the 10% discount in there, throw that in the back of my truck, and then I'll at least be a glass tank. Christian, yraheta, yo. If anyone's interested in joining the Google Hangouts with me, just let me know. I'll send the link in. But for, that is a good deal. For a 150-gallon stock tank, and that's on sale. So you save $30 over the regular price. So normally it's $169, right? So $170 for 150, which actually per gallon, that's not bad. Not exactly $1 per gallon, but it's not shabby either. And that comes with like a 1 or 2 inch drain on it built in. Or I just go for the big boy 300-gallon stock tank. Hold on, let me open this in the new thing. And say screw it and put it in my apartment and get it in here and go from there and figure it out. Free store pickup. So that is 69 inches long, 63¼ inches wide, and 25 inches tall. So 69 inches, I got that in length, easy. On this side, if I was to move the 125, 69 is right here. So I just push the tote out of the way or move the guppy. I break this tote down, and so that's that. And then it said, how wide was it? 63¼ So right about there, that's 4, 5. So 63¼ is right here. It's this wide, right? So if I was to do that, I might have to break a tank or 2 down, put it in storage, but the stock tank would fit literally right here. I mean, I could always put my computer in my bedroom too, or out in the kitchen. I don't need this big desk. I have enough room that if I just change things around in the bedroom, I could take that dresser, move it a little bit. I could slide everything down, and I could take this desk and put it in my bedroom. But I would rather not put my desk in the bedroom. Oh, I know how to do. So if I took this 125, put it over here, that stock tank comes to here. The 55-gallon still could fit there, but I would probably just put it there and put my computer right on this, right here in between. That way I can just point the cameras, have one looking at the stock tank, one looking over here. I have 3 cameras. Actually, I have more than that with my cell phones. So, yeah. So, cool. Is that the black one? Yeah. It's a 300-gallon Rubbermaid tank. Greg Jones online or whatever, one of the first guys that got me back into the fish hobby, like, Jesus Christ, excuse my language, but back in 2006, 2007, maybe even 2005 is when he started becoming big, when he was less than 1,000 subs. Or I think I subbed to him just before he hit 1,000 subs. So I've been watching all his content. I mean, I think he's got like 600 videos right now of all his different things. I mean, that stock tank isn't bad. I would rather get that stock tank when I get a new place, and I could put that in a basement, like Greg Jones has it, and set up a true fish room. Now, the only thing that's nice about here is, what about this? Sleeping CDPK. Yeah, so we're talking about stock tanks because, let's see. Let me open that. Open. Brian, your Oscar's getting bigger. Oh, yeah, all of them are. 194, 65-gallon. For 10-gallon tank. Sepora. Well, I want to know what the width of it is. So 65 gallon. Let me see this. So it's 194.31. It's to standard delivery. Oh, I just want the specs. So product dimensions is it's 6 feet long, 16 inches wide, 30 inches tall. Huh. Or it's 30 inches wide, 16 inches tall. It looks more tall than anything. 33. Now, Sepora acrylic, or is it that really nice glass? Yep. That's an idea to put over here in that corner. That would work beautifully based on the dimensions. I could get a couple of those, or one, like double stack them, or put that in and then build a rack system around that. Above it, you know, put 40 breeders on top, you know, or put 2 40 breeders, because the 40 breeders are only 16 inches tall, so that's 3 feet in height. That thing's like 3 feet, so that's 6 feet, and I would want at least a foot of clearance to get in there and do things, or at least 6 or 8 inches clearance. So if I was to put that tank here, that's even like roughly 3 feet tall, so that's right about there. Then put that 40. 40. So I could put 2 40s over it. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. Yeah, really nice glass. Oh, okay. And then I would rather go acrylic because it's lighter and more durable. But I might just price out what acrylic costs. And if I'm thinking of dropping $300 or $400 or $500 on a tank, or $250, $300 more, or whatever, it might be better if I just put it into the biggest acrylic tank I could get, or multiple acrylic tanks. So I know, you know, $250 to $500 is not a lot for a tank. Might only be 125 gallons. Unclean says my Oscar's getting bigger. Yes, she is. Jimmy H will be off tomorrow night. Alan Queen says I can see that one. Big one swimming around you. Really nice glass. Queen, blah, 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 blah. I know. I believe me, I like glass tanks because you can see them, but if the stock tanks, yes, you can't see through the sides on a stock tank, but you can see it over the top of it, and in that way. And I want to get an action camera anyways. And I could literally put it in the water, you know, with a selfie stick, you know, a waterproof selfie stick, and, you know, or get one of the 360 things where, like, you could see the whole stock tank that's right there. And I could always build it above the stock tank, too, because the stock tank, that rigid fiberglass or whatever it is, plastic, is strong as hell. So if I was to come a little further out and put like 4x4s in, like, almost what you would call it, frame that thing in, which I could do, or I could just make a pond, get the pond lining, set up the thing because it takes less space. You know what I mean? Just build it like that, and then I could break that down in sections. Without having to buy the stock tank, just build it right in here. And I could get the, you know, the lining or whatever it is, the 3/16, so 3/8 lining, rubber lining, and tack that in with heavy duty staples or whatever, up on the wood and then finish the wood and make like almost like a little you know, serene area like a pond indoors. So I think Sea Clear is the cheapest, I think. Yeah, Sea Clear is what PetSmart sells. So if I was going to get a Sea Clear tank, I'd just go to PetSmart. Even though I could probably be cheaper on Amazon, but if I can rush it and let's get it, and it costs me $50 more or $30 more, it's almost worth it because I can just grab it and come back and bring it in. So let's see. 69 inches long, 63 1/4 wide, 25 inches tall. So let's think. Let me see if I can't find a 200-gallon stock tank and see what that is. Because I could always do an oval like the stock tank is. It has the straight sides and then the ovals on the end, like the rounded ends. I could do something like that. Tough Stock Products, heavy-duty oval, 110-gallon tank, $70. That's not bad. Okay, so 6 foot long, round, galvanized, 6 foot wide by 2 feet. That's too big. I don't want a 6 foot wide tank unless I have it in a basement. 3 feet wide, 8 feet long, 2 feet high. That might be interesting. So I'm looking at that, this Country Line oval galvanized stock tank. It's 3 feet wide, 8 feet long, 2 feet high, and it has the 300-gallon capacity. So it's long. That's where you get that. But yeah, I don't know. This ideas. So 302 for 50-gallon. That's not bad. So that's 36 inches long. By 15 inches wide, 20 inches tall. Or is it 15 inches tall by 20 inches deep? No, it's the other way. 15 inches deep. That's not that bad, but I'd rather have, I mean, my thing is a 40 breeder is 18 inches wide, right? 16 inches. I think it's 18 inches wide. I would almost rather have 40 breeders because I more depth. And then that was 36 inches long. So, you know, 2.5 feet, right? Or 1.5 feet wide is not bad for space. I don't know. I'm just thinking. Let's see, system acrylic by Cobalt, 15, 20 inches. Okay, so they got 50-gallon, a Sea Clear 50-gallon system 2 acrylic aquarium. It's 36 inches long by 15 inches wide by 16 inches tall. That's a little bit more compact. That's what I'm looking for. So, and they got a 40-gallon acrylic aquarium combo set, 36 inches long by 15 inches wide, 16 inches tall. So that's 274. 46 down both around. Okay. The cheapest 200-gallon. Open. Tsunami, 300-gallon, 96 inches long. 30 inches wide, 24 inches tall. That's a behemoth. I mean, $2,200 bucks, that's a lot of money. I'd almost do it like Joey did DIY King, build a wood stand, right, and waterproof that with the paint or whatever that he did for his rays. That thing I think was 8x8, right, and he got the thick acrylic. Like, you know, I don't know how wide the plexiglass is. It must have been 2 inches thick or 3-inch thick acrylic, 8x7 or 6x6 or something. So the bottom was this wood, so he saved on that piece. But those other 4 pieces were, I don't know how much it cost him, probably $1,500 for that thick of acrylic and that long. I can't remember. I have to go back and look at it. Went wrong. Yeah. Yep. Fish tanks. Yes, I've seen direct.com. Let's see. And that's acrylic, right? That's why it's so expensive. Yeah. Reef some canister. Not available. Blah, blah, blah. That is a big tank. So that tank's 8 feet long, right? Is that what it measures? 96 inches? I think it's 8 feet long. 8 feet long. This room's, I think, 13 or 14 feet wide. Whew. I have to like 7 feet or 7.5 feet is where that edge of the door is. If I was to do 8 feet, I'm only giving myself like 12 inches. Now, I could do it on this wall, no problem. Just block the window, right? And then kick that out a little bit more, and I might be able to have the space. I don't know. Things to think about. So I could get a 169-gallon oval galvanized stock tank for $150, just like the Rubbermaid stock tank, and metal is not going to break. You know what I mean? As easy. And I believe the seam is galvanized welded on the bottom, so you don't have to worry about it. It's all one piece. I don't know. I'd have to go check at Tractor Supply, but that's not bad. And that tank's 6 feet long, so that'll fit right here where this one is, right? If I was to get rid of this stand and blow it out, I could have that Country Line oval galvanized tank below this and the 125 above that, or put the 125 low and now I'd leave the 125 high because the galvanized you're not going to be able to see anyways through. Same with the other one. So let's see, 150 gallon is 129. Sorry, $84.99 for the 100-gallon stock tank. Country Line galvanized round, 8 feet wide, 2 feet high. So what's 110 for $70 for 110 gallon? Let me see. Tough Stuff Products. All right. I've seen that. So it's 110 gallons. They give it a 4.4. So this one is 36 inches. Hold on. So that one's 53 inches long, 20 inches deep, and 6 inches or 20 inches. I want to say it's 36 inches tall. I don't know if I like that. I would rather not have such a deep tank. I would rather have it, maybe it's 36 inches wide and then 20 inches tall. Yeah, that's how it is. It's 20 inches tall. That's not bad. And that's only 36 inches wide. So that's 3 feet wide. I got that easy right here. That's stock tank. I don't know. That's how many inches long? 53. Too much. I don't know. So much. That's a nice tank. Yeah, it is. Definitely a nice tank, specs. So height is 20 inches. Product length is 53 inches. The width is 36. So that's like a perfect width. You know, 2.5 or 2 feet plus is perfect. I could keep anything in pretty much that width of a tank and that length, especially turtles. You know? Yeah, acrylic is so expensive. Honestly, I'd be tempted if I could find a place that sold acrylic locally to go there and maybe see if I could get it cheaper by if they needed extra help, where I would work for the tank pretty much. You know, go in there part-time, receive no pay until I'd worked enough, like a couple weeks worth of time. That way I could just get the material for free, you know, or something like that. Reviews. Look at this one. Yep, it is. So open. It's so many damn links. Pages open. That's funny. Oh, that's not bad. What? So that's a 55, and that's clear for life. I could get that in PetSmart. The background color is black. I wonder, is that the same dimensions as a 55 gallon? Let me see, product questions. Not guaranteed. Because I would rather have a wider 55 gallon and it be shorter, you know? You know, have one that's like 20 or 24 inches wide and like only 3 feet long or something like that. So brand. That's a beautiful tank. Beautiful, beautiful 55. But I think it's $300 for shipping. Yeah. I would just rather find a place that's close to me and travel 2 hours and go pick the thing up. Even if it costs me $50, $75, way cheaper. So I don't know. Now, the funny thing is I have the glass place that's like a third of a mile from me that can make me that thickness. So I could just go have them build a stock tank literally out of glass for me. Only it won't have the sides, but that's going to be a heavy pig, you know? So if I was to go, say, 30 inches wide or 32 inches wide, not quite 3 feet, I could put it over here. Because I want a stock tank at the bottom and then kind of, let's see. So go 2 feet wide, so that's 24. That's perfect. And 45 inches long, 2 feet wide. Alright, go 25. I'd rather do 2. Yeah, 2 feet wide. I'd do 25. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just getting ideas. Let's see. Yeah, so I got a place that repairs glass. Sorry, I'm just doing math, guys, in my head. This is like a brainstorming thing because things are gonna move quite quickly. So let's see. What did I say? Long. 54 inches. Did I do that right? Hold on. Well, 45 inches. Three and a half. So 43.5 inches in length. 43. I'll just say, yeah, 43.5 length. Width, I want 25. Width. So that'll put it like halfway on my trim for my door. That way the door can completely open because it'll have like 2.5 inches worth of space. And I think that door is only like 1.5 inches wide. It's one of those particle board doors where it's really thin, like 1/4 inch thick. It's that hollow type. But of course, with putting a glass tank right there, I'd be worried about the door breaking the tank. So I would set like foam up on the rim right there, you know, like a heavy duty dense foam, to make sure if that door, and it's going to be short. I'm not doing a very tall one, even though I could probably do it like 3 feet tall. I'd want to keep it under 1 inch or 2 under the door handle. So let's see. So that one sits at 34.5. So I probably want to keep it like 30 inches tall. So 25 wide. 30 inches tall, because I got 35 inches or 34 inches, so I want to have 4-inch clearance. Actually, no. I got to think of a board because I want to put like 40-gallon or 40 breeders on top of them, or bigger. Maybe put a 75 on top of it. Can anyone tell me what? Yeah. That's a good price. So let's. Yep. Wait. Wrong. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm brainstorming. If I missed your question, just let me know. Retype it. So I'm thinking 30 inches tall. So I gotta bring up a calculator to see what this is. So I want a tank that's 43.5 inches long. I could go to 44, but I don't want to really go past my bow front right here, because this gives me, even though it's blocking part of the doorway, this doorway is 3 feet wide. So I lose, hold on, I can tell you how much width I have with that board. 22.5 inches wide. So this is the way this is set up. I bump the thing, but I have a piece of acrylic, you know, like 1/8 inch acrylic, just holding this light up. So I'm going to cut that down actually, so I don't poke myself like I do. I mean, if I slid it back more, so that gives me the width. So I got like 2 feet in width right there. Sucks. I don't know. So I'm missing it. So if I did that, 43. Maybe let me see one thing. I want to get like as close to the 4-foot tank in here as possible. If I did it there, I don't have 1.5 foot of space. Maybe I'll go 45 or 44 3/4. Let's just do this. 45 inches long. So I almost have 4 feet there. I just don't want it expending past here. So if it was to come where my lazy boy is and be set back, I almost want it flush with this bow front, you know, where at the max. That way, if I have stuff here, it gives you a decent path still. Captain Spicy, because Canada is lazy and doesn't manufacture anything, so it all has to be imported. Yep. Well, they have Northfin in USA, in the U.S. Jay Wilson. So yeah. All right. Let's see. I need a tank calculator. Tank. Go to Fish Floor. They got a good calculator. So length in inches is 45. Width in inches is 25. And height is going to be 30. So that would give me a 146-gallon tank. So almost a 150-gallon tank built out of glass, which would probably be 3/4 inch glass. 30 inches tall. So it would be bigger than my 125 because I don't have 25 inches in width. I only have 18, but my 125 is tall. So yeah, that wouldn't be so bad. And that 125 is 5 feet long, so not 6. Let me see. What would it be if I did a 48 right there, 20 long, and I said 31 inches. So that'd be 160. I will stick with 30. 155. See, give it 3 inches of clearance. So 33. Wow. Just by increasing the height, I got buffering right now. Yeah, because I got like a ton of web pages open. Hold on, let me close them down. Hold on, probably. I mean, I'm looking at the live stream. Hold on, let me go to the live stream. Live dashboard. Let's see what it's doing. Okay, it says it's okay, analytic-wise. Oh, I mean, manage-wise. Hey, what's up, Christian? So if I was to build this tank, 48 inches long, I just got to see, because I don't want it creeping out past that. Where'd I put my damn cape? As long as it doesn't creep past that, I can do it. I don't need the 48 inches long, though. I don't know. Okay, well, then when we're just idiots for paying so much for tanks, then yeah, right? Honestly, if you can build the tank yourself and source out the glass where it's not acrylic and get it from a glass company, that would be cheaper than buying it because you're paying for their labor. But if you just have them cut the pieces, you load them, have someone help you bring them into your place, set the thing up, silicone in place. You know, you have a garage you can put it in. Yeah. Yeah. Because that's what I'm talking about building. So I figure 45 inches in length, 25 inches wide. So it would be a 160 gallon or almost 161 gallon tank I would be building. Now, the guy gave me price based on foot and thickness. So I just got to think because it might be half-inch glass for that, but it's 25 inches wide. So I might have to jump up to 3/4. That way the glass doesn't bow in the middle. I'm still buffering. Refresh your page because my stream's showing good. I closed a lot of things, so let's see. I'm just going to write this down. So 33 tall is 160.71 gallons. If I wasn't so lazy, I would start an aquarium company in Canada. Yeah. Just get a store, you know, or start an aquarium store in Canada, or start, if you have, you know, you own your own house and you have some acreage, build a shop, you know, like a 20 by 20 shop, you know what I mean? Pour a concrete floor. Or 20 by 30 or something. You know, you can get those steel buildings. I don't know if they sell them up in Canada, you know, for 5-10 grand, right? And set up a shop inside there. That would be kind of awesome. The Aquilion 54 gallon corner at PetSmart I want is $499 on sale for $424. I think right now, but I'm waiting till it goes for $300 before I buy it. That 54 gallon corner tank, you probably could build it for like $250 in glass or $200 in glass. But to have a glass company bend that, you'd probably be right around 300. What's up, CC Aquarium? Too lazy. I only want to build my own. Just like Joey. Yep. Well, the thing is with how he's setting up that gallery, he could make money out of that gallery if he just set up some for-profit tanks and let people come in, or they're sold from there, like Sergeant Tank does this from his gallery. Yeah, so, yeah. DPK Fish Aquarium says, hi, Spice and CNC. Yeah, Well, I can't only retract. Stream is not working for me. Really, because it's telling me it's good. And I'm just streaming through Google Hangouts, so it's whatever their bit rate set up for. So that's weird. So let's see. CC Aquarium said went fishing, caught sunfish, crayfish, bluegill, bass. Check out my video. I definitely will. Corner tank, yeah. Yeah, exactly. So like View duration is 12:45. Total view hours is 7. Peak concurrent is 8. DPK says try exiting the stream by clicking in another video and then come back. It should refresh that way. I fixed mine that way. Okay. Yeah, because I'm actually in the live dashboard where it tells me the stream, right? How many viewers, the chat rate, playbacks, and average view duration and all that. And I'm good. And it polls like every 5 or 10 seconds. So info. No, I'm not paying attention. The chat should get right back to that. Back. 7 viewers now. Captain Spicy, to be honest, though, Canada isn't worth starting an aquarium company. We only have the population of California in the entire country. Island Queen's Aquarium says, yes, I'm back now. Stream is working again. Cool Island. Island Queen says, yeah, YouTube is being weird sometimes. Yep. So, yeah. I'm just surprised there's not more people because it's Thursday night. It's getting closer to the weekend. Is there anyone else streaming? I haven't seen any real things with people I'm connected to. So let's see. So what do you guys think if I was to get build a glass aquarium that's 45 inches long, 25 inches wide, and 33 inches tall? It says it'll be 160 gallons, almost 160 3/4 gallons. It's almost 161 gallons. It's pretty cool. Double the panels, Brian. It's cheaper and use clear acrylic glue. Okay, so double the panel lines. It's cheaper and use clear acrylic glue so that you get correct thickness. Share the stream on the fish. That would be a challenge building. No one else is streaming I know of. Okay. Yeah, I would rather just buy the acrylic, to be honest with you. I got 110 gallon for 150 after tax. But I'm talking about building this a strictly glass tank. And they told me it was for the panel, you know, like the sides and the bottom and all that, different measurements. Because I'm just going to give them these measurements and let them do the math for the width. You know what I mean? Just let me see. So the inside panel, you know, the width of it has to be inside. So that takes like whatever off that width. So I could build a 160-gallon glass tank, but I would rather do it out of acrylic. Now, if I could just find a place, talk to them, it might only be on $200 worth of acrylic, you know, or $300 worth of acrylic for that size tank. And it would be probably lighter than my 125. It'd probably only be 75 pounds, you know. And it's 17 times stronger. So, interesting. Captain Spicy said plywood with acrylic or glass front. I would do acrylic and acrylic size. I know a plywood tank where I have that one viewing side. I would want to do acrylic, 3 sides, right? And then the back panel can be wood. I don't care, because wherever you put that tank up against, you don't need that to be acrylic. You know what I mean? You could make that back wall plywood, right? But how to do that and have it bond with the acrylic is the question. I think that would be a silicone job at that point, a heavy-duty silicone or some type of sealant. I share the stream on the fish group. Thanks, Island Queen. Island Queen Aquariums. No one else is streaming that I know of. Yeah, that can be done. Bottom and the back, right? Because I'm all about, I only want the front panel and maybe the 2 side panels. That way, when I do move, that tank's going to get set up against the wall, so I don't need the back wall thing having glass. Yeah, back, bottom, and back as that, and then the rest acrylic. Or even glass, because glass is cheaper. I think glass is like $1 a foot, you know what I mean? By a foot by a foot, you know what I mean? A foot by a foot by a foot is $1 or $2, you know? I don't know. Captain Spicy, many ways to do it, but I would use pressure seals, not just bond them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like a pressure seal, or you'd silicone the inside where the acrylic touches the wood, you know what I mean? And then put that pressure seal on, or put that pressure seal on and then silicone the seal, you know? Or I would just do the bottom as plywood and just do the 4 panels that I would need out of acrylic. But at that point, I might as well just do the bottom. I shared on the Sergeant Tank group too. Thank you, Island Queen. I truly appreciate that. Now, what am I doing? I'm sitting here talking to you guys and copy, and I haven't even pasted the link to the Google Hangout. Crazy. Yep, just bow through the acrylic and then tighten. Yep. Here, I want to get some acrylic prices. Acrylic. Where? Yep, just bolt it up and through. Yeah, that'd be cool. Let's see. Behind the scenes, blah, blah, blah. That's not what I want. Okay. You know, I'd love to build. You know how you get the material, the rubber material? I wonder if you could get like a for building a pond. You know how it's like 3/8 of an inch thick, and you do that. I wonder if they had a material that it would be see-through like acrylic, maybe not 100% through thing, and I would just build the frame that would support it, and then a little bit like 2x6 or 2x8 on the side that steps in to the support that, the acrylic sides. I wonder if they could make like acrylic pond material, you know what I mean? The bottom. That would be kind of awesome, where it's way more pliable than, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know where I was going with that. This was, let's see, aquariums. Okay, so I was wrong with my measurements of my nice big discus ram, my filter and intake and scrap of it scraped up its head and then got ick from it. Great. Starting to heal up, but he's something. Many ways to do it. Yeah. Oh, I know. Captain Spicy said many ways to do it, but I would use pressure seals, just not just spawn them. Yeah. So a 40 breeder is 36.5 inches long, 19.5 inches wide, and 17.25 tall. Or it's 19.25. No, it's 19.25 wide. And this is from Aquarium, and 17 and like an eighth tall. So let's say 17 or 17 width. So 19.25 tall, 55 pounds. And do the cart. And cart. I use sponge to cover the intake so the discus can't scratch itself again. Gotcha. I'm sorry to do this, guys, but I think I'm going to call it quits. I was going to try and go to 3, but I'm literally losing steam quick.
Do.
Screw it. I'll go to 3, so 20 more minutes. I'm not really talking as much as I did last night because I'm looking at tanks and trying to figure out what's going to be my cheapest way to do things. So hopefully no one that got here gets all pissy if I leave in 20, 30 minutes.
Shoot, I didn't know. I wasn't offended. Yo. You can go on ahead. I didn't really mind. Shoot. What you been up to?
YouTube these days, yep. And honestly, I did a speed test even with me streaming, which it's supposed to automatically send the the rate up where it says okay, good, or whatever. Let me see if I can't get in there. Manage. No, da, da, da. Discus, Antics. I can't have any decor or discus hurts. It hurts itself. It's kind of annoying. That's one active discus. YouTube these days, Island Queen. Yeah. It likes to ram the intake, or he gets spooked, swims into stuff. I can't type tonight. I see your dog laugh out loud. Yeah. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just looking at things. Because since it's Friday, technically, I'm just seeing what I am going to buy. I got 2 discus for about a year. It's so boring.
Captain Savage, can you hear me?
What's up, Christian? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, okay, good. I got you. Looked like you didn't hear me the first time. Is everything all right?
I don't hear you at all.
Okay, that means something ain't right.
Do you have your mic muted?
I got my mic on. Hold on, let me write that in the chat.
Can anyone hear him?
You guys hear me?
Unless something's going on with my speakers. No, can't hear you. We see you talking, but I can't hear you. I can hear him. I can hear him. Why can't I hear him is my question.
That's so weird.
I'll check in a minute and see what the hell's going on.
Maybe something's wrong with the Hangouts.
Okay, so maybe it's my sound settings that is screwing up. Hold on. Give me a second, Christian. I'll be right with you. I got to see what's up with my sound on my end because I don't have anything coming through my speakers right now. Control. That's why I somehow got to speakers as being my Yeti stereo microphone. Now the Yeti doesn't have stereo.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Okay, DPK says that I can hear you.
There we
Okay.
go. All right. Now what were you saying, Christian?
Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Hold on. Let me go back into the sound. Fuck, man, this thing fucking goes.
That's so weird.
I can't hear you. No. Hold on. There we go. Now I can hear you.
All right. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Now let me turn my speaker down. So I don't know how my sound settings got changed all of a sudden. Must have done an update when I was at work. Changed them.
Somebody must have hacked your stuff.
Huh?
Somebody must have hacked your stuff.
Yeah. No. I updated Steam and Black Ops today because I'm going to start gaming again, too. So I'm going to do a combination.
Steam as in Steenfott Aquatics or?
No. Gaming.
Oh, okay.
Gaming.
Oh, okay.
PC, you know.
Because they.
First-person shooters.
Oh, okay. That'd be awesome. Shoot.
Well, I used to stream to Twitch all the time, and before it was Twitch, where did I stream? I think to YouTube. Let's see.
Oh yeah, I meant to say yesterday. You finally got those 2 Oscars in there.
What do you mean? Yeah, I put those in 3 weeks ago, and
Man,
they've
gorgeous.
almost doubled it in size since they've been in the 125.
Right.
So
wait, that's a 125 right there.
Behind me, yes.
Yeah. Oh, that thing's huge.
It's a tall 125. So I'll tell you the measurements. Hold on. Ooh.
I think I saw the measurements when you were already streaming.
No, I know. This stand is bigger than this tank, which is cool, but
you still need one the same size of it. That's what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah. So this is tank 5 feet long. Hold on, let me do measurements. My mind is not working right now. So 5 feet long. So that's 60 inches. 60 inches long with
Captain Spicy's icon looks like that coin from Pirates of the Caribbean. The Curse of the Black Pearl one. That's what it looks like. Island Queen says, "Be right back."
Yep. Man, don't mind me. I'm
Arr.
Arr.
I'm just looking at the DPK fish recorder. He just said, "R."
Yeah. Pink Floyd. Where's Pink Floyd? Hello. That's weird. Can you hear Christian? Yeah, I can hear him. Sing him a song.
Yeah, so.
Let's see.
All right. Why are Oscars called Oscars?
Nice.
Been trying to figure that out for a while. Does anybody know the answer to that?
So Brian, you like streaming on your phone or computer more? I like my computer, but the phone, just being able to be mobile, I like it so much better.
Because they're grouchy. I had a feeling somebody's gonna pull an Oscar the Grouch joke there.
Yep. So let me put this in. This one.
I think they're done.
Yeah.
Talking in there. I can probably go back inside. Yes.
Because Ponce DeLine went to the amazing and called his pet parrot Oscar. Laugh out. Yeah. The phone I definitely like streaming from. Like I said, for the maneuverability. But if I'm gonna be here for a while, I can always set the thing to port in, like my phone to port in to the software on my computer, so it would act as a set, like another camera, so I could walk around. I just need the RMTP, that part of the stream, pretty much the server address that's going to YouTube. You know, like that specific server that's allowing me to stream, which I can just get like anytime now through the live video, because it'll show at the bottom. So let me go to a control panel. Hold on. Let me just pop this chat out real quick. That way, while I'm doing that, I don't lose you guys. So let me go to the live dashboard. Jimmy H says, yeah, I like stream on my phone more, but can you use Google Hangouts though? Yeah, why not? On your phone, you can definitely use Google Hangouts. Just if you have a software where you can make a layout, you know. So, okay, I got that right here in the live. Let's see.
We got Nick the Dick.
Nick the Dick, what's up?
Saying, hey,
what's
fish
up,
fam. Saying hi to you too.
Let's get good old Nick the Dick in here.
Yep. Let's bring him in.
Really get this party started.
Yep.
Right, Nick? There you go.
There he is.
Don't mind me. I'm the tank calculator, blah, blah, blah. Fishing aquarium. I'm just seeing what's on sale at PetSmart. Let's see. What's the 45-gallon aquarium ensemble look like? So open link, a new tab. This, anyone, if the stream starts slowing down, let me know. It's saying it's that good. I do have almost a 6 meg upload right now, and when they upgrade the fiber in the area, I'm going to be somewhere between 10 and 12 megs up, which is huge. Let's see. Flex side. So it's a 45-gallon, but I want the thing. So it's so. Oh, I'm sorry. 13 inches long. How is it now? I think they meant that width. It's 37 inches or 36 inches long. the depth is only 13 inches and it's 24 high, I would rather have more width than height, you know? But that's just me. So I don't think that's, I don't like that spacing. So let me go to the next tank. I'm sorry, guys, if you're saying something to me. I'm trying to open up another screen, so I'll kill my pop-out, chat pop-out for some reason. Just give me a minute and I'll answer your questions, okay? I'm trying to find something real quick first, though. Advanced settings. Low latency, best for near real-time interaction with minimal playback buffering. Enable DVR, blah, blah, blah. Recording date was today. There we go. All right, let's see. Let's see. Live control room. Give me a second, guys. I'll answer your chats. This, like I said, I lost the pop-up, and I just had to finish the one thing I was working on. Jimmy says, yeah, I like to stream on my phone, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Fish Fam from the Dick. Nick the Dick, it's fine. There has not been on any chats. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. The stream's slow. I don't know if everyone's just like taking tonight off, Thursday into Friday off, you know? But I might call quits here shortly, too. Since I'm getting almost to being up for 72 hours straight, so. No, I'm not gonna lie. Today or yesterday, when I killed the stream around 8:30, I took my dog for a walk. We went for like a 2-mile walk. So I got back here at like just about 9:30. I took a shower because it was quite muggy out and stuff like that. So I did that. I shaved my head. By the time I was done with that, I took a really long shower. And then I went into my bedroom to relax. I had breakfast and all that. By the time I finished all that, it was like 11:15, almost 11:30. I tried falling asleep, couldn't fall asleep. So I started watching YouTube videos, and then I started editing my, through Wondershare on my phone. Welcome, Nick. So long story short, at 12:15, I fell asleep, and I have to get up at 12:45 because I want to get moving. So I think I fell asleep at 12:45, and I got up at like 1:05, or I'm not sure. That kind of was like in and out. And of course, all my 2 phones went off, my 2 tablets went off because I wanted to make sure if I slept, I wasn't like knocked out cold. So yeah.
Everything got moved.
What's up, Nick?
Everything got moved.
Hold on. Let me click on you so I can see. Wow, man. Oh, your camera's pointed at. So would you move your whole computer and everything?
Oh yeah, I did that like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah.
How you feeling? I know you said you hurt your back doing something.
I just moving on the crap the last few years, man. Just picking it up, moving it, and nobody else helping. You know, you got somebody in this house who can't even lift something up without pissing themselves or whatever. Not me, but you get the point. And it's like, I feel like I'm just hanging out here to dry while everybody sits there and watches me work my ass off.
Right. There's reverb. Hold on. Let me make sure. I don't have the stream open, so it wouldn't be on my end.
It's probably on my end. No?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry about the little reverb.
It's okay. No big deal.
It is what it is. I ain't messing with my mic. It's working.
Oh, yeah. Let me turn you down. Your mic, like, at first, it reverbed. Now it's perfect. I don't know if it's that you moved just right or what.
Yeah, I moved. It's on the wall here.
Oh, okay. Cool. I'm surprised you don't have a mic stand. You know what I mean? Like a clip-on mic stand.
I've been too broke.
Oh, too broke?
Everything everything I have right now is going right behind me.
Really?
If not towards my contest. So it's like, yeah, I'm not making any money right now.
Oh,
and that's not me.
Well,
not me being like, you know.
All right. Hey, since you're in here, Nick, why don't you explain to everyone about your contest?
Okay, so basically I found this website called Gimme It, and I found out that they were used before, like, and they are actually used by a lot of big-time YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
And basically I set it up like 2 months out before my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're probably the first, yeah, you're the first person that signed up. But basically once people sign up, then there's a little thing that says pick a winner on the side. I mean, I could screen share, but I've got so many tabs open.
Yep.
That it might crash me if I do. But yeah, basically it's just a little site called Gimme It, and you're able to choose your own prizes and whatnot, and then load them in, and vice versa. Once the person wins, then it shoots them an email with what you're going to send them. And it's fair, basically, because the reason I say it's fair is because there's an option to even do gift cards and all that.
Oh, okay. That sounds cool, because it's kind of like how I did my 250 sub thing. I just randomly, from that one video, like how Steenfott did it, I just randomly had it pick. You know what I mean? Which is cool, but yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, you weren't cutting me off. That's basically what it does. That's all I said.
Yeah, and with the Nightbot too, because I used Nightbot when I was streaming. I actually switched to MooBot because the MooBot had more features than Nightbot, but I haven't used Nightbot or whatever for a while. I can put it in the stream, but most of the time we got plenty of moderators here anyways. But for some reason, if I started getting 200-300 people in here, the mod wall wouldn't look like so much, or even 50. The mod wall wouldn't look so mod ball. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Welcome back, Alan. DPK Fish Aquarium says that sucks, Nick. Sorry you're going through that.
That's life, man. Sometimes you have your ups, you have your downs, you know. And Is what it is.
Yep.
Every extra cent that I have lately is either going towards fish or going towards rent.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks, but is what it is.
Yeah, I feel your pain, man.
Keep the house over your head before, you know, fish behind you. You know what I mean? Or vice versa.
Oh, everyone's, what happened to Nick? He was moving his, what did you get? What size aquarium?
40.
A 40?
And I already have, I had to move that one. Oh, sorry. That one there just to move this in because the legs were 2 inches wider than I expected. So basically I had to shove that thing down while Mom held the front of the fish tank on the dresser. Yeah. And I basically just used my legs, but, you know, I shouldn't have done that. I know I shouldn't have done that, but the point is don't try to He-Man things when you're moving stuff around, because if you do, you can throw out some very crucial muscles. And
so you hurt your back doing that. Yeah, because I was thinking if you just you put your back up and had enough room to do a leg press, then you're just straight using legs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like your back's flat to the wall. That's how I, you know, because it looks like where you put that 40-gallon breeder, right? You built your rack, right?
That's the 20 below it. I figured I'm gonna put the 20 below it and then do the 40 on top. And I figured out how I'm gonna keep it from being overly heavy is use sand substrate. Don't put any rocks in there. I mean, it is African cichlids that are going in there. They don't mind sand.
Now, just be careful. Your stand looks cool and everything. What did you use for the top? 2x12?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That'll hold the weight, no problem then. Never mind. Because I was just seeing how you had framed that, you know, just to give it a little support in the middle. I was gonna say you should run a 2x4 or something lengthwise, standing this way. And come
that's what I planned on. I'm gonna do that in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
When I replace the there's a plug behind it. You probably can't see it, but
yeah.
Basically, the plug went and blew out probably 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Before I started doing fish tanks. I think I had way too much plugged in at it or in it at the time. And anyways, I basically just need to put a, what do they call that? A EHF or whatever the surge protector one is. The one with the little button that says test or reset.
Yeah, it's a GFI.
GFI. I knew I was close.
Mm-hmm.
It's late. I'll use that as an excuse. That and I've been burning the candle at both ends for like 12 or 8 hours now.
I've been up for almost 72 hours straight, man. You don't have to tell me. Sorry, I'm zoning out myself. So let's see. Come back. Welcome back, Island. Same here. Island Queens Aquarium says, yeah, I'm 5'2". I can't lift or move anything. Laugh out loud. Right? The DPK Fish Aquarium says, yeah, that shoe you could get hurt really bad, especially a disc can bulge that way.
Yep.
Jimmy H says, yeah, I hurt my back a while back, and it sucks. Yeah, I still have issues with my back since my fall in February, because I blew out my back when I was living with my parents. And once you blow out your back once, you're susceptible to do it again and again and again and again. And it just gets worse and worse each time.
I'm going to turn the lights on so everybody can see.
Okay, cool. DPK Fish Aquariums, I say, says, I agree, Jimmy. I have 8 herniated discs, and it acts up from time to time. Go to sleep. You laugh out loud. You need the rest. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Or, you know what? if all of a sudden you just don't hear from me and it looks like I'm like this, I'm sleeping at my desk. Nick, to start talking and maybe that'll wake me up type of thing. No, if I start drinking beer and people being interactive in the chat, that like energizes me. But if it's this really, really slow chat, now with Nick being in here and Christian, they can keep me going because they're asking questions or, hey, this is what's going on with me, and I'm paying attention. And DPK says, fish aquarium and fibromyalgia doesn't help. Jimmy, that's why I can't sleep most of the time. Yep. I hear that. Man, I don't sleep much anyways. No joke. I should share the screen. And with this, it tracks my sleep. I averaged like anywhere 2.5 hours is like my max a night, if I'm lucky. And that's with rolling around for 2.5 hours. I mean, fibromyalgia sucks, man. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Sorry, I'm looking at tanks at PetSmart to see if there's anything I'd be interested in picking up. Because I'm gonna be going up to Lowe's. I don't know if I'm gonna go tomorrow or today. I mean, because it is payday today. The money hasn't hit my account yet, but I can put stuff aside at PetSmart. You know what I mean? So when they get there in the morning, they'll put all that stuff there, and all I have to do is show up. It's already put to the side. I get a discount for shopping online.
I wish I didn't have 70 or 80 bucks on the books over at the LFS, because if I didn't, I'd be going in and asking them, hey, put this Phoenix light or vice versa. Order this Fluval light for me, and I'll pay you bit by bit.
Yeah, right. So let's see. So what kind? DPK says. So what kind of substrate are you thinking of getting, Captain? I'm thinking for my substrate, I'm gonna do Eco Complete and like the Fluval substrate and mix those because the Fluval is a finer substrate. Eco Complete I think goes up to like 3/8 of an inch, kind of different sizes, so it's not as compact. I mean, I've had some great success with Eco Complete. Plus, it's inert, so it's not going to change your pH, which is awesome. Shrimp love it.
I'm back.
Cool.
Can you see the fry?
Yeah.
They're probably swimming around like crazy right now.
Mm-hmm.
I had to catch all. There's 19 of them. I didn't know how many there were until I started catching them, and I started counting them. Convict, or no, not convicts. African cichlids. It's a mixture of Aratus, albino zebra babies, and probably my red.
Okay, that sounds like a pretty decent.
Yeah, and the only reason I know that is because the dads are all my bigger cichlids, so. And you can kind of see some of the same traits from each fish.
Okay, cool. DPK says you could try Hawaiian beach sand. It's black, and mix it with the Eco. Do you get more? So you get more out of it. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's a good idea because that Eco Complete actually lowers your substrate because it's basically like soil. If that's easy to explain it, it's like a water soil. So you just throw it in water and it will grow damn near anything.
Eco Complete. Yeah, I know. I've had Eco Complete.
Yeah.
It's literally like doing dirt, but in granular form. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
And I was even thinking if I do Eco Complete and mix a little bit of the Fluval stratum in there, right? And then I would hit the woods up or a landscape place and get really like clean loam. And then I would test that pH and I would mix some of that in because the loam's going to have all the clay and the silt and all that the plants are going to love, you know? And it's going to have all the beneficial bacterias in it, other little small decaying material. So
let's see. That's as far as I can zoom in.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, those guys were like maybe this big 2 weeks ago. I got that Fluval bug bites, and I'm telling you, that stuff's like crack.
What's that?
That Fluval bug bites. That's like crack for fish, man.
Oh yeah, I got a sample, and I have the sample. Man, the fish hit hard. Wow. Well, because you know what? It's actually live insects that are ground down, and all the nutrients in that. You know what I mean? Because you got to think the fish in the wild, a lot of their stuff is coming from insects flying and getting caught on the top of the thing, and then they hit.
Yep.
Mm. I would have recommend a Pontigaden long Diplomolus. You can get 4 bulbs for $6 at Petco. Real quick, yeah, the bulb packs. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. They at PetSmart, I think they're like $6.
You guys are probably gonna hate this, but I'm gonna get down there and rearrange the substrate.
Okay. You do what you gotta do, man.
My facial expression has changed.
Yeah, right. Hey, did you notice I'm bald again?
Yeah, I noticed that from last stream.
Yeah.
I probably won't
bald until my other stream last night, you know, coming into this morning or yesterday morning, I had hair. I shaved my hair after I got back from walking my dog Molly around 9:30. Like my day, I was moving, you know what I mean? The last 3 days I gotten a lot of stuff done, just not so much stuff done in the tanks because I've been streaming a lot. You know?
So those tubes you got there, what are those?
Huh?
I'm talking about the Nick's tank. I noticed he has some tubes in there.
It's a canister filter or some type of sump system.
Could be PVC.
Yep.
This thing here, that's just like a makeshift blower. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I can kind of make out what you guys are saying over there.
You know, it'd be good for like caves if you use like hamster pipes.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Like hamster pipes make
Oh,
good
that's
caves?
a big spider.
Hamster pipes? You could probably do it, but I mean, you probably could get something cheaper. Buy the PVC Schedule 40 stuff.
Yeah.
Like 2 or 4 inch size, and if you only want like 6 inches, it's gonna be like 75 cents. You know, $1. You know, don't quote me. It might be more like 2 or 3.
Yeah. Prices do change.
Anybody ever had this idea?
What happened?
You know those things for the light covers for like classrooms and stuff?
Yeah.
Right.
I was thinking, hey,
the diffuser.
One of those would be really good to just slide over and use as a tank top.
I think people use them for like to keep rocks from falling when they have the sand substrate. I know Dion does it. I've seen it in one of his videos. He has like an egg crate or something.
Oh, well, also for African cichlid tank, if you're going to put rocks or any type of thing in there, like I have rocks in mine, but I set them and the rocks are sitting on the actual glass itself. My old 55-gallon African Cichlid tank, I use actually field stone, where you can just stack it because it's like perfect for stacking. So I put egg crate all on the bottom, and that would stop them from digging all the way down to the glass and undermining that stuff. So I literally just stacked it by hand, and they couldn't knock the stuff over, right? It's because could they push it forward? Possibly, if they were able to loosen it up enough. Because I just packed sand in, tight, and left like 2 or 3 inches worth of space under each stone. You know what I mean? Going through, or I would put one of the stones, I'd break it in half or make a 4-inch sliver and use that as a base, and that would touch the egg crate, and then I would backfill that completely, and then I would stack off of that. So they would have to completely undermine and get that like 4-inch tall piece that's 2 inches wide to move in order for the flagstone pieces to fall into like my glass, the front and back, Let's see.
I don't know. I had normally people will tell me just to put a lot of sand, like to the point where the cichlids can actually dig comfortably. They can shift it comfortably.
Yeah, but the cichlids, if they're going to breed, they're going to try to dig to the bottom and hit the glass where it's flat, right? Mm-hmm. And then they'll protect that area. So if you don't do that and you stack rock up on top of that sand, they could undermine it, and the rock could go through and crack your tank,
Mm-hmm. I've also seen cichlids make little rock piles, and mm-hmm. even with Africans, make little rock piles like a little nest, like literal small little nest. And I've seen the red one do it in the other tank, but the point I'm trying to make is when they're laying their eggs to have them inseminated, that's what they do, and then they pick them back up. A lot of people don't know that. They don't just drop them in the tank. They pick them up. They drop them for like maybe a couple of hours and then go about their business and hold them in their mouth and cycle them in their mouth.
Yeah, well, they aerate them and keep them moving so the mold can't build up. That's what they're doing. And if they drop it to the ground, it's because they're spitting them out, and then they're going to restack them back in their mouth. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So let's see. Bless you.
Someone sneezed?
I thought so. Maybe Nick.
No, it wasn't me.
I thought someone sneezed. It sounded like a shoot.
No, I went like that.
Oh, okay. You was.
I was trying to breathe.
Oh yeah, you were trying to clear your throat. It sounded like someone sneezed. All right, so let's see.
Eventually, I want to have some sort of sump underneath this thing or next to it or vice versa.
I'm trying to get a sump for my tank, too. Canister's not doing it for me anymore.
Would be good.
Well, for a sump, don't forget you guys can just use totes you would store clothes in, too.
Right.
Like Rubbermaid totes, the clear ones or whatever. That's what I did under my 125. Those things are cheap. You don't need to buy a glass tank that could break, And as it is, it's going to be a sump, so it's always going to be warm. It should be warm, so it shouldn't become brittle. And if you buy the roughneck one, a roughneck, Rubbermaid roughneck, that thing isn't going to break. What you're going to end up doing is puncturing it somehow where it would leak. Let's see. DPK Fish Aquarium says summoning time. Aquarium Cop, happy fish guy. Aussie White, mind your biz. Brackon V Stag Tawny. DPK says I use egg crate lids for my tanks. The only con is evaporation, but clear curtain cut to for $1. Also, you know what you can get from Lowe's? You can get what Corey from my aquarium co-op got. You get that, and it's like a rigid material, and It's completely see-through, so you can put the LED in the same amount of light. You'll lose a little bit of par when it pushes it through, but that thing is heavy duty. You know what I mean? Probably could hold 20 pounds on it, and it's rigid. You know, it's almost like the egg crate middle, right? Just not with the crisscross. It's this lines going across this way, and you cut it to the size you need. I can't remember what they call it. It's almost like used for like greenhouses or whatever, double pane thing, but it's plastic, heavy duty plastic. Ollie Queen's Aquarium says, well, I got to go get to bed, have a busy day of packing and getting ready for a road trip to my hometown to visit family this weekend. Have a good night, guys. Bye. Thank you for stopping in, Ollie Queen. Thanks for streaming, Captain. Yeah, no problem. I heard it too. Night Island. They have 30-gallon totes for $70. Yeah, 17 bucks. Yep. Totes. And they are super see-through. Yeah, like that clear one. And as long as I keep it, you can get the really, really clear ones that are a little bit thinner plastic. But as long as you're not keeping stuff in it near the tote that could possibly shatter it, if it just hits right, you're fine. It's almost as clear as glass. I swear they build it out of acrylic or some type of pressed acrylic. You know, like, yeah, it would probably be pressed acrylic, which isn't as strong and as clear as other things. You know what I mean? And they're super see-through. Yeah.
Let's just watch him as he concentrates on cleaning his tank.
Huh?
Let's all watch Nick as he concentrates on cleaning his tank.
Yeah, I'll put the camera on him. I'm just looking at stuff at PetSmart right now to see if there's anything I really need. Let's see. Christian, why are Oscars called Oscars?
I don't know, because some guy who discovered them is named Oscar. It's probably that's my conspiracy theory on that.
What's that?
That's my conspiracy theory on that. Some guy named Oscar discovered the Oscar fish, the velvet cichlid.
Well, usually the person that discovers the thing, even if they're not intentionally trying to discover it or, you know, have like a zoology or that type of a background where they can, oh, this is a new species of this type of thing, looks like this, you know?
Uh-huh.
You could just stumble over something in the wild and be like, I don't know if this has ever been seen, and get a good, clean picture of it, and oh, shit, so-and-so discovered this and this, and it has not been seen before. Right.
Yeah.
DBK says, if an Oscar can be an actor, who would it be? Sylvester
Stallone. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, either that or what's his name? Bruce Willis.
Yeah, that can't be him. That can't be the Oscar.
How
about Arnold Schwarzenegger?
How about Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris?
No, Chuck Norris is a good candidate for the Oscar fish.
What's that?
Come on, guys.
Chuck Norris.
Stuff up. I didn't just throw it in there for nothing.
The Oscar is a species of fish. We all know that. Hold on. People actually eat these guys?
What?
People actually eat Oscar fish.
Yep. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that, DPK. Oh, I mean Captain Spicy. I feel the chi building up.
In 1831, as Labotes.
Breathe in, breathe out. Wax on.
Later work.
Good show. Karate Kid. Tyler Pal, where do you get your Oscars from? Me? The ones I have here, I got from my PetSmart because that's the only game that's within an hour of me. Otherwise, I know there's local fish stores, but I'd have to drive about 2 hours to get to one, which I could do, but BPK Fish Aquarium says Wesley stinks. Oh, that's what's happening.
Hey, Captain Savage.
Yo.
Check out the long fin Oscar. Look that one up.
I've seen them. Yeah.
Those things are beautiful.
Yep.
They look like koi.
Oscar from the Grammys. That's
That's a nice looking Oscar too. It looks like a comic goldfish, like literally.
I know. Talapal says that's where I got mine too. Mine too. Yep, they're tasty. Yep.
All right.
You know why my Oscar's lips would be messed up? When it feeds, it could have been over. Oscars are really aggressive when they feed. If you keep an Oscar with another Oscar, they might have hit each other's lips, possibly, or he banged off something trying to get whatever he was eating. There could be many reasons. It's hard to say.
Is it more of a decay, or is it a how do you explain that? It'll look like bacteria, like something's growing on it.
Yeah, like hole in the head.
Yeah.
It could be hole in the head.
No, there's other bacterias that Oscars can get from overeating the wrong type of diet.
Like live food?
Yeah. And basically, it'll deteriorate the bottom of their mouth. Kind of like, I guess you would call hole in the head or vice versa Popeye. Because Popeye does the same sort of thing. Deteriorates. It's a parasitical infection. Yep.
And that's why I don't feed live fish to my cichlids.
I only do it on occasion. I don't do it all the time.
Yeah, if it's live food, I feed them like brine shrimp.
They've got this shrimp that comes in a what is it called? It's like it's usually used for reef, but you can use it for freshwater too. And basically, it's just little brine shrimp, and it's all pre done up and whatnot. I believe they're alive. I could be wrong. They could be dead already, but they love it, and they usually sell it at my LFS for like $20, but I know you can get it elsewhere for like 10.
I still got a bile of brine shrimp eggs that I'm waiting to use on.
I have brine shrimp in a package like you do. I just haven't set the thing up to you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make the brine shrimp. That's all.
Also, I do have the aquarium salt for it too, so I'm just like. Ooh-wee.
No, that's not.
All right, guys, it's 3:30 here, or 3:35. I am not going any further.
All right, brother.
If you want to start up a stream, feel free, and you can take whoever's in here with you.
I haven't felt like doing a Google Hangout in a long
Well, you don't have to necessarily do Google Hangout and let people in. You could just use like XSplit or OBS. And
no, usually lately, if you've seen a video from me, it's been from my phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, do it from your phone, man. That's what I did last night, or earlier today and last night, early this morning.
You start out the video horizontally like this. It'll make it just like the computer.
Yeah, you mean landscape mode?
Yeah,
you start the phone out in landscape mode, because if you put it horizontally, it's going to
up the camera.
Yeah. So, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just really trying to show you guys the fry tonight and show off.
So you only got 2 tanks right now?
In here, yeah, I put the 10-gallon in my bedroom. So I have a tank in the bedroom, and then I've got a tank in the living room. And then I've got 2 in here, and it's going to be 3 in here. So, yeah, we're going back to 3. Just give me a few weeks.
Yeah, I only got 2 right now. One's outside.
All right,
yeah,
guys.
That's what I did with the 40. I filled it up tonight, just emptied it.
Hey, I can keep the Google Hangout open for you two if you want, and I'll just mute it on my side if you guys want to talk.
I'm about to go to sleep. I got work in the morning.
I got to sleep too, bro.
All right. No problem. All right. Well, everyone that's in here, thank you for watching. I don't mean to run, but I literally, in 2.5 hours, I'd be up for 72 hours, even though I got like 15 or 20.
Go to sleep, Brian.
Huh?
Go to sleep, Brian.
Yeah. Well, worst thing is I'll probably go lay down, and I'll probably be awake till 6 o'clock in the morning before I finally fall asleep. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I feel tired right now, so I'm going to take the opportunity, shut the lights off as it is, and about 3 hours, the lights are going to come on for my fish tanks anyways, maybe 3.5 hours. So, everyone, thanks again for watching my streams lately. I'm not sure if later today I'm going to go up to PetSmart or even just go to Lowe's, get the wood, get the cinder blocks so I can build that 10-gallon rack system I want to do. I think that was a sneeze this time. Bless you.
Yeah, it was a cough sneeze.
Yeah. So, for anyone that hasn't seen my last stream, over in this corner where these 10 gallons are set up, I'm going to set them up lengthwise, pointing towards the wall or horizontally. No, horizontally. So you get like the 12.5-inch panel, not the big panel view. And I'm going to put 4 wide and probably do them 3 high. So, that probably, if I pick up the supplies tomorrow, I'm just using 2x12s or 2x8s. Probably 2x12s because lengthwise, I think they're, hold on, let me measure. I think they're what? 10-gallon long is what? 20 inches long, roughly? Or 22 inches long? 20 1/4 inches. I know some of the tanks between Aquarium and Marine Land could be plus or minus 1/4 inch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those are, I'm going to do that. I'll set it up right here. So I'm just trying to think what tank I want to put on bottom. I might get a 40 breeder and put it on bottom. Or I could just be I don't know. I got to think about it. But I figure start right here. Get the 4-inch, like 4-inch cinder blocks. You know what I mean? As a base, that's so I get it up off the floor and that hurt like hell. Gotta love when you have acrylic or plexiglass and you run into the side of it, even though it's smooth, it still can cut the hell out of you. So 4 tanks wide will put me right here, and deep, it'll put me like right here. So I figured 2 2x12s because that'll give me 24 inches, which is plenty. So the first tank will probably be starting actually right at about this height off the ground, 2x12. Come to here, Then the next one will be about here. I could probably actually do 4 high, but I want to have like a foot of space in between each. God damn it. I'm not paying attention. You can tell I'm tired.
We should. You want help?
Ah, someone's up. Thanks for the stream. You're my boy, Blue. Good night, Captain. Now, if I can't fall back to sleep, you may see me pop back on for a short time, or I might just start cleaning things out, because if I get the cinder blocks today, I could possibly have that 10-gallon rack set up, and that means I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 10 gallons, I think, or 8, 10 gallons I have set up with quarantine. So if I'm doing 4 tanks per shelf, I'm only going to have like 1.5 shelves full out of the 3 I'm going to do. So I might just make the other 2 shelves, or, you know, when you do the shelves, and then the very top, I might just do my 20 longs for 2 of the shelves if I'm going to stack one up right up on top. So I figured I'll probably need, how many cinder blocks? Depending on the height of the cinder block, because I want to get them wide and long and up. Because I think a cinder block is 16.5 inches long, but they have different size cinder block you can get. So I need probably a 16.5, and then like if they make 10, or, you know, a 4 or something, or split the difference, like at 2 12s. I don't think they make cinder blocks in 12-inch sizes. I think it's 16.5 for the big ones. But they do have smaller sizes, like, or lengths, but same height. To clear it, the height, I think I would probably need 3 cinder blocks stacked up. So I'd have to figure out. I'll experiment with it, or I might just, while I'm at Lowe's, just pick up the wood and build it all as a rack system. That way, it's not on cinder blocks. And
that's what I figured. You know, that's why I did it like that. If you guys were wondering.
What's that?
I mean, that's why I built it with just straight wood, and I actually used a whole box of screws. So if that thing falls apart, I'll fucking laugh. Like, all puns aside, all you know.
No, Nick. Just to give
I'd be
you,
pissed if it collapses.
honestly, Nick, I built based on the King of DIY, because I built a 40 breeder stand, and I could put a 29 high or one of those weird ones underneath based on how I built it. So 2x4s are going this way, so it's like a 4x4 post, but then the other one slaps to the back, so it's more like 4x6 posts for the 4 corners, and then there's 2 2x4s sitting right next to each other that hold the weight. So it's almost like having a 4x4 thing, you know, construction.
So there's 2 2x4s running this way.
Yeah.
Like a box on each side.
Yeah.
I just forgot. I was rushing, you know, just to get it all done today, and I forgot 3 screws on this side. It's not like they're that important. I'll get them later when I pull it out again, you know, and vice versa. Change the water or whatever, which is going to be a pain in the ass. I'm going to get a pump for that.
But long story short, with the 40 breeder rack that I built, I could actually, a 40 breeder rack is 19.5 inches long. What did I say? The length was 20 1/4 inches for the length. If I was to put it width, I figured I could put 3 tanks wide, lengthwise, 10-gallon tanks like that underneath the 40 breeder, and then have like a foot space. So I may just take that 40 breeder rack, put the 3 tanks there, and then just close up the sides, you know, and then I could just build off of that, right, and put a 40 breeder on top of the 3 10 gallons, and then put another 40 breeder up, and maybe I'll put the other 10 somewhere else, you know. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just get the tanks out of my bedroom, you know, Or if I'm gonna put if I'm gonna keep tanks in there, it's gonna be 340 long straight. Because I have 1, 2, 3. I measured the thing. I can fit the dresser's 9 feet long, or a little over 9 feet long. I could fit 3 40 gallons on it and still have space on each side. And that's an all-pine stand and well-built dresser. And I could probably put actually a 220 gallon, you know what I mean, based on the dimensions of the dresser. It would support that weight, because I had the 40 gallon with Eco Complete and a 50-pound thing of gravel, but it was mixed sizes, you know, up to like say 1/2-inch gravel pieces, because I wanted to give it a cool look to the Eco Complete, you know what I mean? So figure that's 400 pounds, right, of water. If you're doing 10 gallons for water, then your gravel or your substrate, and then if you put driftwood or anything in there, your filters, whatever, you're talking 600-800, possibly 600-800 pounds just for the one tank, you know, not including your fish weight. So, looks like Nick went live. But I am out of here, guys. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for watching. If you're just seeing this video for the first time, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. If you don't like the video, click the dislike button and tell me why, so I can do a better job for next time. Thanks again. Bye-bye.